morning, everyone. Welcome to our Royal Remembrance ceremony. Before we get started, I'd like to welcome a couple guests. We have Board Trustee Mr. Seidowitz with us today and Superintendent Dr. Anamone. At this time, please rise as our West Milford Pipes and Drums leads our veterans out to the ceremony. Today we welcome veterans as we come together for a very important ceremony. Memorial Day honors the men and women who have sacrificed their lives and freedoms so that we can live safely and freely in this great country. Today we honor and thank the veterans and new recruits who are here today for their sacrifice, bravery, and dedication to the United States of America. Next, our Boy Scouts, Lucian Barker and Ben Lighty, will now present the colors of our nation, and then the West Milford High School Chorus will sing our national anthem. seated. Next, I'd like to welcome our special guest from Westbrook School, teacher Mrs. Callahan, and the Westbrook Elementary Chorus. Excellent job. Next, I'd like to call up senior and entering the Air Force, Jackie Galella.
Good morning to the West Milford Board of Education, administration, faculty, staff, students, and most importantly, our honored veterans and guests we have here today. My name is Jackie Galella, and I am a senior at West Milford High School. I'm honored and humbled to be speaking here in front of you today. Memorial Day is about remembering those we've lost, who have made the ultimate sacrifice, but we are also recognizing the great achievement of our military and every person who has served in it. When we think of our military, we tend to think of the various branches and their respective responsibilities, but because of the collective nature of the military, we often lose sight of who these honorable men and women are. They are people just like us, but unique from us. Many of them have left their comfortable lives to serve for our country. The truth is, every day, men and women serving our military branches put themselves on the line to benefit others. Some they know, and many they don't. The honored veterans who sit before us today are just a small handful of those who have shaped our nation's history. Serving in the military involves more than fighting on the front line. Serving is about personal growth and connections, strength, honor, and unity. The military is founded on these principles that make the United States united. Active duty, reserve, or retired, every man and woman deserves to be honored for their incredible sacrifice to better our nation. No matter how you served, whether you fought on the front line or if you've never left the United States, thank you. Thank you for your service and contribution to our beautiful nation. Each one of you have earned the respect of countless others around you. But let us not forget that Memorial Day is about honoring those who've made the ultimate sacrifice. The brave men and women and those veterans here before us today have allowed us to be the land of the free and the home of the brave. While we celebrate Memorial Day this weekend, we must not lose sight of the holiday's true purpose. The heroes of yesterday and today have allowed the younger generations of tomorrow to follow in your footsteps and continue to keep this country safe. We appreciate your service and sacrifice. It never goes unnoticed. In just a few short weeks, I'm leaving New Jersey and will be headed to United States Air Force Academy out in Colorado Springs, where I'll begin my journey and begin to serve, protect, and fight for our nation. Please know that I look up to each and every one of you, and I hope to be as mentally strong and physically courageous as those in front of me and those who have gave the greatest sacrifices. Thank you.
I'd like to call up seniors Sarah Luesi and Brandon Scrementi, who will read the names of the veterans and West Milford High School students who are set to enlist into the armed forces.
Good morning, everyone. Today we would like to recognize the veterans and active servicemen and women standing to the left and right of us. They have given selflessly their time and service to our country as members of the armed forces. We would like each person to stand and be recognized as we read their names aloud.
Please hold your applause until we have welcomed all of our honored guests. Army, Mike Dotson, veteran, Army, 1970-1971, Vietnam. Mr. Dotson is a 43-year resident of West Milford and the father of a West Milford graduate. George Duchess, veteran, Army, 1967 to 1969. Served in communications in Europe during the Vietnam era. Mr. Duchess is the grandfather of Junior Daniel Duchess. Devin Freed, active duty, Army, June 2021 to present. Devin is a 2019 West Milford High School graduate, and he is the brother of Junior Aaron Freed. Rudolph Haas, veteran, Army, July 1991 to October 2012. Mr. Haas served in Operation Joint Guardian in Kosovo, Operation Enduring Freedom in the Philippines, Operation Enduring Freedom in Afghanistan, Operation Iraqi Freedom, and Operation New Dawn. Mr. Haas is the father of Jelena and Eli Haas. Bill Johnson, Captain, Army, Vietnam. Mr. Johnson is the commander of our local VFW, and we thank him for his leadership and support of this program. Patrick Joyner, veteran, Army, 1991 to 2016, Afghanistan. His stepdaughter is sophomore Enya Barrett. Pat Lothman, veteran, Army, 1967 to 1969, Vietnam. Mr. Lothman is the father of 2 West Milford graduates. He has been partnering with us to assemble this program for many years, and we are grateful for his leadership.
Marine Corps, David Borowski, veteran, Marines, active duty 2011 to 2015. Reserves 2016 to 2020. 24th Marine Expeditionary Unit 2012, Joint NATO Operations and Force Readiness. Operation Enduring Freedom in Afghanistan, Combat Operations Squad Leader, Today, he is continuing to sacrifice and serve as a police officer in West Milford Township. We thank him for keeping our community safe. Matt Herwig, veteran, Marines, 1997 to 2001, father of freshman Kyle Herwig. Navy, John G. Meiskoff, veteran, Navy, 1964 to 1968. Vietnam, Mr. Meiskoff served as a fire control technician, FTG-2. Mr. Meiskoff is the uncle of ELA teacher, Ms. Petrosillo. Robert Meiskoff, veteran, Air Force, 1966 to 1969. Mr. Meiskoff served at Ujord Air Force Base in Thailand. He is the father of ELA teacher, Ms. Petrosillo, and the grandfather of Marina Petrosillo. Francesco Petrosillo, currently an Army ROTC cadet, second lieutenant. His extremely proud mother is ELA teacher, Ms. Petrosillo, and he's the brother of Marina Petrosillo. Air Force, Artie Kroll, veteran, Air Force, 1967 to 1971, Vietnam weapons specialist. Mr. Kroll is an honored guest from the Wanacue VFW. Robert Thomas, veteran, Air Force, Vietnam era, served in Korea. National Guard, Liam Indo, is currently serving in the Army National Guard. He is the brother of sophomore Samantha Indo and stepbrother of Ryan Eckert. We are indebted to you for your service. Please join us in a big round of applause to thank the veterans and active personnel here with us today.
We would now like to recognize our senior West Milford High School students that we know of who plan to commit to military service after graduation. We would like each student to stand for recognition when their name is read. Please hold your applause until the end of the list. Jackie Galella, Air Force. Mateo Messina, National Guard. Devin Van Riper, National Guard. You may now applaud.
We would also like to recognize veterans and active personnel from our school and community who are not able to attend our ceremony today. Please hold your applause until the end of the list. Brandon Baldwin, serving in the Marines, West Milford High School graduate, brother of sophomore Kira Timpson. Victor Barbella, veteran, Army, 1952 to 1954, Korean War, grandfather of sophomore Nicholas Barbella. Bruce Bobrowski, veteran, Army, Vietnam, grandfather of freshman Lily Bobrowski. Nicholas Bono, currently serving in the Navy in the Pacific Northwest, 2022 West Milford High School graduate, and brother of senior Sean Bono. Kenneth Canali, Army, 2014 to 2021, son of our own coach, Canali, and Westbrook teacher, Miss Canali. Bruce Casbaro, retired high school staff member, Army. Donald Connors, West Milford class of 1999, Army. Joseph Connors, West Milford class of 2005, Navy. Tom Connors, West Milford police officer, Marines, Iraq. Jeremy Curcio, West Milford High School graduate, Marines. Raymond Chachuga, veteran, Navy, 1964 to 1967, grandfather of Junior Ashley Chachuga. Joshua Efthemis, West Milford High School graduate, Army. Donald Fantasia, West Milford police officer, Army. Tomas Flores, veteran, Navy, 1991 to 2011, Global War on Terror, friend of instructional aide, Ruth Paez. Lindsay Fodor, veteran, Army, 2009 to 2014, sister of teacher Miss McClurg. David Frederickson, West Milford graduate, Army Reserve. Charles Gervais, National Guard, Vietnam, grandfather of Nicholas Locke. Robert Gorney, West Milford High School graduate, U.S. Marine Corps, brother of sophomore Max Gorney. William Granada, Francesco Granada, Nicola Granada. 3 brothers, all West Milford High School graduates, all in service in the Marines. Brian Hamill, veteran, Marines, 1985 to 1989, and National Guard, 2009 to 2015, Afghanistan. Uncle to Andrew, Thomas, and Morgan Crothmall. Richard Henkel, veteran, Army, 2009 to 2019, Operation Iraqi Freedom, uncle of freshman Shannon DeWild. Charles Heddle, veteran, Marines, 2005 to 2010, Operation Iraqi Freedom and Operation Enduring Freedom, stepfather of senior Gavin Manser. Gus Jordan, veteran, Air Force, Vietnam, father of teacher Mr. Jordan and security personnel Mr. Jordan. Robert Kane, veteran, Navy, 1960, Vietnam era, grandfather of junior Anthony Purtor.
Alan Kelshaw, veteran, Navy, Vietnam, grandfather of Jake Kelshaw and junior Allison Oshley. Joshua Lighty, veteran, Navy, 1996 to 2000, Operation Southern Watch and Operation Desert Fox, father of sophomore Benjamin Lighty. Daniel Lucarelli, currently serving in the Marines, graduate of West Milford High School. Louis Machiavello, veteran, Marines, platoon 366, 1957 Vietnam, grandfather of freshman Owen Bednars. Henry Manger, veteran, Army, grandfather of freshman Selma Sadem. Daniel Mansour, currently serving in the Army, father of senior Gavin Mansour. Robert Matthew, currently serving in the Army, relative of sophomore Lucian Barca. Harold McDowell, veteran, Army, 1953 to 1955 Korean War, grandfather of sophomore Nick Barbella. Patrick McKinney, veteran, Air Force, relative of sophomore Lucian Barca. William McQuaid, veteran, Army, 1965 to 1971 Vietnam, grandfather of freshman Lily Schaefer. Claire Monarch, Air Force, stepmother of freshman Sarah Humble. James Hunter Muth, currently serving in the Navy, West Milford High School graduate and brother of junior Ryan Muth. Rebecca Manger Peralta, veteran, Army, mother of freshman Selma Sadem. Andrew Petrucelli, veteran, West Milford police officer, Army. Charles Polglaze Jr., veteran, Navy, 1991 to 1999 Desert Storm, father of senior Emma Polglaze and freshman Charles Polglaze III. Matthew Erlicki, veteran, Air Force, 1993 to 1997, Operation Southern Watch, Dhahran, Saudi Arabia, father of freshman Katie Erlicki and junior Maddie Erlicki. Chris Richardson, veteran, Marines, 1980 to 1983 Lebanon, grandfather of 2 future Highlanders. Chris Roberts, currently serving Army, relative of sophomore Lucian Barca. Patrick Smits, currently serving in the Marines, brother of senior Sean Smits. Nicholas Snook, veteran, West Milford police officer, Army. Damian Van Riper, veteran, Marines, 2018 West Milford High School graduate and brother of senior Devin Van Riper. Kevin Withy, currently serving in the Coast Guard. Andy Yang, currently serving in the Army National Guard. Andy's a 2020 West Milford High School graduate and brother of sophomore Mia Yang. Please share your applause in honor of our veterans and those currently serving.
We will now share the names of deceased members of our community whose service we will recognize today. Please join us in quiet, solemn reflection as all names are read. As names are read, we also welcome you to remember in your heart those who are not listed here. Burton Babcock, Navy, World War II, grandfather of senior Meadow Babcock. Leonard Barker, Navy, World War II, great-grandfather of senior Ty Rocky and freshman Alexandra Rocky. Glenn Bartman, Army, 1966 to 1969, Vietnam War, grandfather of junior Cheyenne and freshman Travis Capanier. James Barlow, Army, 1942 to 1945, World War II. Great-grandfather of freshman Lily Schaefer. Anthony Belansante, Navy, 1943 to 1945, World War II. Grandfather of freshman Jessica Conklin. Robert Bodie, Army, stationed in Fort Carson, Colorado, and in Germany, starting in 1974. Grandfather of junior Vincent Freeman and freshman Mia Freeman. David Bolger, Marines, Vietnam. Grandfather of senior Theo Bolger. Pernell Bowen, Army, Coast Guard, World War II. Relative of freshman Sarah Gardner. Albert Caruso, Army, World War II. Great uncle of ELA teacher Mr. Rowe. William Fred Cook, Navy, World War II. CB's Construction Battalion in Africa. Grandfather of ELA teacher Mrs. Petrosillo. Great-grandfather of freshman Marina Petrosillo. Philip Curry, Navy, 1953 to 1964, and Air Force 1974 to 1994. Grandfather of freshman Ryan Johnson. Joe D'Angelo, Army, Vietnam. Grandfather of freshman Sarah Humble. Emmanuel DeBonis, Marines. Grandfather of junior Isabella and freshman Juliana DeBonis. Willie Dittmer, Navy, 1965 to 1968. Grandfather of freshman Ella Stevenson. Robert Duffy, Army, Korean War. Grandfather of freshman Kate Duffy. Dave Everson, Army, 1965 to 1969. African Rebellion during Vietnam era. Grandfather of senior Tyler and sophomore Haley Rubinacher.
Dominic Iannuzzi, Army, uncle of business teacher Ms. White. Rocco Iannuzzi, Army, uncle of business teacher Ms. White. Carmine Lombardo, Navy, 1959 to 1963, Cuban Missile Crisis. Grandfather of senior Matthew Lombardo. Charles Lush, Marines, Vietnam. Grandfather of freshman Sarah Gardner. Raymond Peter Mack, Navy, 1958 to 1964. Grandfather of freshman Ava Brock and sophomore Landon McKenzie. Steve Milligan, Army, 1965 to 1969, Vietnam. Grandfather of Gavin Mansour. Vincenzo Miraglia, Marines. Family friend of junior Isabella and freshman Juliana DeBonis. William Mitchell, Army, 1969 to 1971. Grandfather of junior Ashley Chachuga. Joseph Mulligan, Army, 1964 to 1965, Vietnam. Grandfather of freshman Ava Tecchio. John Meischkoff, Navy, World War II. Grandfather of ELA teacher Mrs. Petrosillo. Great-grandfather of Marina Petrosillo. Charles Osborne, Army, World War II. Great-grandfather of freshman Sarah Gardner. Raymond Pry, Army, 1954, Korean War. Father-in-law of instructional aide Mrs. Pry. Harold Van Nostrand, Air Force, 1963 to 1969, Vietnam. Grandfather of junior John Paluzzi. Harold Robert White, Air Force, 1954 to 1958. Father of business teacher Ms. White. Cornelius Winkins, Army, Korea. Grandfather of senior Matt Winkins. Edward Wolski, Army, 1944, World War II. Father of instructional aide Mrs. Pry. We honor their memory and thank them for their service.
At this time, we would like to give special recognition to a pillar of our community who recently passed away, Arthur Hansen. He was awarded the Merchant Mariners Congressional Medal of Honor on July 8, 2022, in recognition of his work on a crew that carried supplies to the Allies during World War II. Mr. Hansen then went on to serve in Korean War, flying nearly 100 missiles. This respected gentleman passed in December of 2022 at the age of 94, just 5 months after receiving the award. His granddaughter Ava Hansen is a senior. We invite Ava to stand with our guests in honor of her grandfather's service.
Finally, we would like to recognize those servicemen from our community who made the ultimate sacrifice and gave their lives in service to our country. Please listen respectfully to their names, then join us in a moment of silence. Jason Butkus, Staff Sergeant, Army. killed in action in Iraq in 2007. Eric Hernandez, Sergeant, Army, killed in action in Iraq in 2007. Brian Perillo, Lance Corporal Marines, killed in action in Iraq in 2005. Thank you. Our veterans will now place the wreath. Please stand and honor Memorial Day.
Should we?
At this time, I'd like to thank those who worked so hard to put this day together. Mrs. Metcalf, Mrs. Changatel, Mrs. Pye, Mrs. Petrosello, Mr. Jordan and the TV science students, Mrs. Burns and our lighting and audio crew. I would also like to thank all our veterans by giving them one more round of applause for their service and sacrifice. And I'd like to thank all of you for being an outstanding audience today and honoring our veterans. At this time, teachers, this concludes our ceremony. You can return to class. Students, we are going back to period 2. Nobody wants to go back to class.